Good day, my friends. Welcome back. I'm BJ Kissel, and this is 10 Things here on KC Sports Network, your number one source for Kansas City sports coverage. Appreciate everybody for tuning in, and thank you. You can obviously tell for anybody who's watching on YouTube, I'm not in my usual location, actually standing up outside in a weight room kind of area. I'm actually down in Arizona with some buddies. We're in the Phoenix area playing in the Men's Senior Baseball World Series. Had a doubleheader today in the Arizona heat. Already tired. So if you're watching, you're like, he looks tired, or you're listening, you're like, sounds a little different. Exhausted, and we've got, I think, 4 games left over the next 3 days. So 5 games left over the next 3 days. So it's going to be a whole lot of fun. But we were down here actually yesterday. Me and some buddies were watching the Chiefs game over at Pub Rock over in Scottsdale. If you ever find yourself during a Chiefs game or leaning into a Chiefs game in the Arizona or Phoenix area, go to Pub Rock, go see Hachi, go see Nancy, the owner over there. They take great care of everybody. Hachi actually MCs the game, or MCs during the game. They do a great job keeping everybody entertained. And I've heard from a lot of people on social media that had been out there when the Super Bowl was here a few years ago. A lot of Chiefs fans stopped by, but it's a great place to watch a game. They took care of us and had a lot of fun. Actually ended up buying a round of Jaeger shots for the bar after the game. So it was fun. It was fun because the Chiefs dismantled the Raiders 31-0. We're going to talk about that. We're going to go through 10 facts. It's going to be a shorter show. I need to get to sleep and get my energy back up because we got another game tomorrow and then a doubleheader the next day. But greatest thing about that game is the Chiefs put the NFL on watch. And I think a lot of Chiefs fans, myself included, I've been bullish on what this offense was going to look like when Rashee Rice came back. But the bullishness and the NFL being on watch, it's not because the Chiefs had already become the odds-on favorite to win the Super Bowl, because they already did that. Everybody's bullish on the Chiefs because they were the odds-on favorite, and then they got Rashee Rice back, and Chiefs fans, I think, knew what we were about to see, but I think everybody else didn't expect it or just didn't want it, so they didn't believe it was going to be true. And then Rashee Rice came back, and the offense looked every bit of what it did at different times, I should say, during 2018, and that it was just explosive. Everything looked pretty easy. There was stuff in the red zone. They ended up scoring, I think, 4 of the 5 times they were down there, but just an absolutely perfect performance from the Chiefs offense. And so everything that we said about what was going to happen with the Chiefs offense when Rashee Rice returned, that actually happened. So let's get into it and talk a little bit about this. And that's let's start just with the fact that the Chiefs shut out the Raiders. With that 30-0 victory over the Raiders, the Chiefs secured their first regular season shutout since October 23rd, 2011. That was also against the Oakland Raiders. It also marks the first regular season shutout since Andy Reid became a head coach of the Chiefs in 2013. It was the Chiefs' 21st shutout in franchise history. So shout out to, 3 first downs. We're going to go through all these stats and probably going to repeat some stuff, but only allowing 3 first downs, not something that you would normally, that you see often in an NFL game for it to be dominated like that. Now, to be fair to Geno Smith and the Raiders, they were injuries all over the place, but that game was over from the time it started. I said in the fourth quarter, I should have started the running clock. Raiders wanted no part of it, and it was a beautiful thing to witness. And late in the game, the only thing you really root for at that point was the shutout, and it was great to see him get that. And then moving on, number 2, Reid and Mahomes claim another win with Sunday's win over the Raiders. Head coach Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes earned their 93rd win as a duo. Their win Sunday gives them the most wins by a quarterback and coach duo in Chiefs franchise history, passing Pro Football Hall of Famers Hank Stram and Len Dawson. Obviously had 92. We've talked about this before, and I've spent quite a bit of time talking to some of the last few years that there's so many cool stats and superlatives and way to break down statistically, quantitatively, if that's a word, about what the Chiefs are doing. And it's not normalizing a lot of these things and not glossing over the fact that Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes surpassed Hank Stram and Len Dawson, 2 absolute legends, obviously. That those are the types of things when you hear them and put in perspective that we know with all the 3 Super Bowl wins, all this stuff. But for Chiefs fans that have been around for a while, hearing things like that just, again, gives you perspective and hopefully appreciation of what we're watching right now, because it is definitely special. All right, moving on, number 4. After scoring 31 points on Sunday, the Chiefs have now put up at least 28 points in 4 consecutive games. And with that, the Chiefs are now tied with the 7th most consecutive games with 28 points in the regular season and franchise history. Chiefs scored 28 or more points in 7 consecutive games back in 2018. I guess December 12th, 2018 through September 29th, 2019. These stats are courtesy of the Chiefs communications department, doing a great job putting the post-game show notes together. But they had 4 other times in franchise history where they had 4 games of at least 28 points. But again, going back and comparing the offense, Patrick Mahomes' first year in 2018, where they just lit everything on fire. I think they averaged over, I think at one point it was like 36 points, which was flirting with breaking the Denver Broncos record there. I think it was in 2013 with Peyton Manning. But we are seeing the resurgence of the Chiefs offense, and it makes sense. A lot of the national talking heads spent a lot of time questioning the Chiefs offense and wondering why they didn't look good early in the year. And it maybe it had something to do with their top 2 offensive weapons weren't on the field. And then now they're like, holy cow, what's happened to the Chiefs offense? Like, they have their top 2 weapons back on the field. Which brings us to number 5. And this is a fun one because it's become a pretty cool thing thanks to Pranav. Hopefully I said his name correctly with the EGE. And Rashee Rice, but this offense made sure that everyone was fed with 9 different pass catchers with at least 1 reception on Sunday against the Raiders. And of those 9 pass catchers, 2 had touchdown receptions with Rashee Rice and Hollywood Brown, and 3 had more than 40 yards receiving, Rashee Rice, Brashard Smith, and Travis Kelce. 3 different wide receivers had at least 1 pass reception longer than 25 yards. Different names here other than Travis Kelce, but Tyquan Thornton and Noah Gray. Chiefs offense went 9 of 15 on third downs and 4 of 5 inside the red zone. And they put up 434 yards of total offense. Pretty good. Also pretty good. In 119 regular season starts, Patrick Mahomes now has recorded 93 wins, giving him the second most wins by a quarterback in their first 125 starts. Mahomes only trails Tom Brady for the most wins in a quarterback's 125 starts. So Tom Brady had 96 wins in his first 125 starts. Patrick Mahomes right now is 93 at 119 starts. So with 6 starts to go, Patrick Mahomes can pass Tom Brady for the most wins in a first 125 starts if he can go 4-2 over the next 6 games. So again, this is not normalizing these things. Tom Brady, I think one of the coolest things that I've heard this year was when Tom Brady was asked, like, which quarterbacks did he think could catch him? And he immediately said Patrick, because of the way he's wired, not because of his skill set or anything like that, because of the way that he's wired. So seeing stats like this and seeing these records and seeing Patrick Mahomes compared to who, if you don't say Patrick Mahomes right now, most people I think would say Tom Brady, maybe Joe Montana. There's going to be some other quarterbacks that are thrown in there. But I think most people right now would either say Tom Brady, and then a lot of Chiefs fans are obviously going to say Patrick Mahomes. But regardless of what you say, seeing him approach Tom Brady and some of these records and, the most wins, I know people say wins on a quarterback stat, but they don't hurt. They don't hurt at all. And it's not going to hurt us to take a little break. We need to pay some bills. So we appreciate you for hanging out. Told you this is going to be a quick show. We'll be right back after this.
Calling all Chiefs fans, you could be on the field at the 50 inside GEHA Field for the official coin toss at a Chiefs home game this season. Visit Chiefs.com/GEHA now. Enter to win a chance to be on the field for a once-in-a-lifetime view of the pre-game coin toss. Plus, you can score other exclusive prizes. Enter for a chance to win at Chiefs.com/GEHA. GEHA is the proud partner of the Kansas City Chiefs.
I'm Brett Goodwin, one of the owners of The Learning Tree. The Learning Tree is a neighborhood toy store in Prairie Village, Kansas. This has been here in this location since 2000s, and my husband Alan and I purchased the store in 2023. Alan and I grew up in families where we've always wanted to have a business together. Alan grew up, for instance, his parents had a jewelry store. I worked in a local toy store here in Prairie Village when I was growing up. When this opportunity happened in 2023, we knew right away we wanted to contact them and pursue the store. We wouldn't have been able to get the store without the team at Emprise Bank. From the day we contacted them, they knew what we needed to do, which was very helpful. I would absolutely recommend the team at Emprise Bank to anyone looking to secure a business. We worked with Emprise from day one. They were extremely helpful. They were always great resources. We talk to them frequently. They know the area. They're very friendly. We know who we're going to talk with, and they know what we need to do. We hope we'll see you at the Learning Tree.
Chiefs Kingdom, I have got a question for you. What is your favorite touchdown? Well, for me, I can confidently say that my favorite touchdown It's the next one, because with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL, every touchdown could bring you closer to cashing in. From the first touchdown score to anytime touchdown props or the thrill of live in-game betting, every snap is loaded with opportunity. From spreads to money lines, same-game parlays, regular parlays, you want it, DraftKings has got it. Here's the best part. Bet just $5, and if your bet wins, you'll get $200 in bonus bets instantly. I use DraftKings Sportsbook, and you should too. Your team hitting pay dirt pays out to you. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use code KCSN. That's code KCSN to turn $5 into $200 in bonus bets if your bet wins. In partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas, fees may apply in Illinois. 21 plus age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Bet must win to receive reward. Minimum minus 500 odds required. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/audio.
Welcome back to 10 Things here on KC Sports Network. Appreciate you for hanging out with us. Told you it's going to be a quick show. It is going to be a quick show. And for number 6 here, I just wanted to read through some of the team stats just because they're fun. And I think it's important for everybody. I think you're probably going to be listening to this Tuesday afternoon, maybe Wednesday. Hopefully this cheers your day up a little bit because it's always fun to go back through and look at these things because it was an absolutely dominating performance. First downs, Raiders had 3, Chiefs had 30. Passing first downs, Raiders had 2, Chiefs had 16. Rushing first downs, Raiders 0, Chiefs 12. Let's go to third down efficiency. Raiders 0 for 7, Chiefs 9 of 15. Yards per play, Raiders 3.2, Chiefs 5.6. Total yards, Raiders 95, Chiefs 434. The Chiefs kept the Raiders under 100 yards of total offense in this game. Absolutely dominating performance. Raiders even had more penalties. Chiefs did have a penalty. Raiders had 8 penalties for 58 yards. Chiefs dominated the time of possession. Shout out Josh Briscoe. 42 minutes and 8 seconds. Again, Chiefs inside the red zone. 4 of 5. Raiders, they never got in the red zone. They never got inside the red zone. That entire game. Absolutely dominating performance. Let's talk about Travis Kelce a little bit. With 3 receptions in Sunday's matchup against the Raiders, Kelce now has a reception in 181 consecutive games. His 181 consecutive games with a pass reception sits as the longest active streak in the NFL and the second longest active streak of games with at least 1 reception by a tight end in NFL history. It's only trailing Tony Gonzalez, who had 211 straight games between December 4th, 2000 and December 29th, 2013. 211 straight. So Travis Kelce needs 30 more games with a reception in a row to tie Tony Gonzalez. But it was with 9:31 left in the first quarter that Mahomes found Travis Kelce for a 44-yard gain, giving him his 91st career reception of 25 or more yards and breaking his tie with Pro Football Hall of Famer Antonio Gates for the second most 25-yard plus receptions by a tight end in NFL history. Kelce only trails Rob Gronkowski, who has 99 25-yard or more receptions in his career. So Travis Kelce needs 9 more 25-plus yard receptions to pass Rob Gronkowski. That would take some chunk plays, to be honest. Not saying he can't do it. That's a lot of chunk plays if we're trying to get Travis Kelce to finish, do that this year. But another fun one, Kelce's 44-yard reception also gave him 667 career first downs, extending his franchise record. And his 667 career first down receptions tie him with Jason Witten for the second most first down receptions by a tight end in NFL history. They are trailing Tony Gonzalez by a lot, about 200 receptions, 200 first down receptions, excuse me. let's go back to Rashee Rice. One thing I was going through, again, a lot of the nuggets and things that I'm bringing up here come through the post-game notes from the Chiefs communications department. And this was the first multi-touchdown game of Rashee Rice's career. Which is surprising. He's only played in 20 games. Seems like it'd been more than that, but with all the injuries and obviously with the suspension this year, he's been around a lot longer. But he finished the game with 7 receptions for 42 yards and 2 touchdowns. And unfortunately, anybody who's watching, we put on social media that, and we've got a few jerseys, a few things to give away, but we have a Rashee Rice signed jersey, and we were going to give that away along with 2 tickets to an upcoming regular season Chiefs game for anybody that could guess the number of receptions and yards that Rashee Rice had. And I don't think multiple people, I think it was like 4 people had 42 yards correctly. But nobody had it with 7 receptions, which makes sense. I think probably going to expect to have more than 6 yards per catch there on an average, but sorry we couldn't give that away. We'll try something for the next game. We will give those away. So make sure you're sticking to our social channels at KC Sports Network. And then one other interesting nugget I found, surfing the interwebs after the game was, despite having Rashee Rice, Hollywood Brown, and Xavier Worthy available, and I think this is from Sports Info Solutions. Again, that trio available for the first time this season, the Chiefs played less 11 personnel against the Raiders than their season average entering the week. Now, it was close, but their season average was 50.4% of playing in 11 personnel, which means 3 receivers, 1 running back, 1 tight end. They played 48.1% against the Raiders. Again, very similar, but you would think having those 3 guys back, maybe you want to get them more on the field, which just goes to the idea that the game plans are more about how you want to attack a specific defense rather than here's how we can feature these 3 guys. You just have more weapons out there. And when they're out there together, obviously things went well. Everything went well in that game. But the only things that didn't go well, and this brings us to number 10 here, all the injuries. And to be completely honest, not up to date on everything that Coach Reed had said, but coming out of that game, it was not the only negative were the injuries. Juwan Taylor, Trey Smith, and then I did see that the report Omar Norman-Lott tore his ACL. And I do think it's worth bringing up. Matt Miller sent out a tweet that said the Chiefs were interested in potentially trading for defensive line help before Omar Norman-Lott's injury. And so that's only going to ramp up. If they were already looking, you already needed help. Now you're going to have to find a guy or 2 guys if they were already looking to help. Maybe it changes the strategy, go after somebody and grab you more snaps. Don't know, but trust them to bring in the guys that can do this. But hopefully Trey Smith, Juwan Taylor, it's not something that's going to be any kind of issue going forward. But again, I said it was going to be a quick show. Sorry I couldn't do this one live, but appreciate everybody who hung with it. I will be down here playing baseball for the next few days before coming back at the end of the week. And hopefully everybody out there has a great week. And you took something away from this. So let me know in the comment section which one of these stats that you thought was the most absurd. That'll be a fun way to get the comments going. I will get in there and respond and chat if anybody has any questions. But yeah, let me know what you think the most absurd stat from the Chiefs dominating 31-0 performance over the Raiders was. And yeah, we'll have a little chat in the YouTube comments section. And if you listen to the audio, I just appreciate you. And if you want to leave us a 5-star review on Apple or Spotify podcast, that would be an amazing thing. So again, I appreciate everybody's support of what we're doing at KC Sports Network. Appreciate Tucker, Joel, and the whole crew, everybody who's holding it down while I'm out here playing baseball a little bit, but appreciate everybody for watching, everybody supporting. Make sure to subscribe at kcsn.com for free if you haven't done that yet. And yeah, we'll have more great content for you throughout the week, not just covering the Chiefs, but here at KC Sports Network, we cover everything. So we got your Royals, we've got your KU, K-State, Mizzou, and we've got your soccer coverage. And Jillian's holding it down covering women's sports in Kansas City too. She's got some great guests and done some great stuff. So appreciate everybody. Have a great week, and we'll see you next time.